Hello there, Stock Twits and Twitter. Frank Zorrilla here. Zor Capital, the 19th of November, 12:50. What I'm going to do here is what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, this is the fun part. I just did an IBD weekly recap, which is okay. Looking for actionable ideas for tomorrow. This one here, where I'm ranking the stocks based on momentum, this is the fun one. This is the fun video because here's where we're going to find more than likely some of the best performing stocks for this week. We're going into a holiday shortened week, which is Thanksgiving, which is normally you might have some small speculative name do really well. I can't forget one Thanksgiving week. It was a Friday when the market was closes at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, whatever time it is. Back in 1999, there was a stock, I forget what it was. It might have been ADAP or ADCT, and that stock ran from $8 to $54 that day. It was unforgettable because I put a ticket in back then. It was 1999. It might have been, 1920. Put a ticket in that made me 48 and got hit at 52. One market, of course. So let's see if we can find something that's exciting that might make us a lot of money. Like the first name on the list is China Recycling. Had a huge move on roughly 20 million shares. This stock was trading 6,000 shares, 42,000 shares, up on some Trump speculation when Trump went to China. But either way, the stock made a big move. This is big volume, and the stock printed an inside day, which is typically what you see at the end of a small trend. So here I like the stock going through 407 with a stop. Might be a little wide, but 340. If it triggers and if it goes through this high and it goes through this high, then you can use this low as your stop. But either way, this looks interesting here for this shortened holiday week. I'm going to go through these names very quickly, and I'm trying to give you some examples of exactly what I'm looking for. And just to keep it simple, what I'm looking for is contraction in stocks that have very high momentum. And the reason why, typically you see further expansion. If the stock makes a major move, it tends to go sideways for 10, 15, 20 days, depending if it's the first move or second move. If it's the first move, the sideways action might take 15 to 20 days. And then what we want to do is we want to get involved before the second leg higher. And typically what you see is a lot of contraction at the very end of that consolidation. Sometimes you might see an inside day and our 7-day, which is the smallest candle in the last 7 days. And then that's typically when you see the expansion afterwards. So I'm going to go through these names. I'll give you some examples of stuff that I've bought recently that are probably here. Like for example, Overstock. Here's a name, Fresh Momentum. Stock had a big move on some blockchain entering the digital coin business. Here at the end of this move, this consolidation here, 10 to 15 days, it printed an inside day, and we got involved here going through this high at 31.13, and then it's off to the races. So this is exactly what we're looking for. Fresh momentum, sideways action. See how it narrows down. The candles get a little bit smaller and smaller than print an inside day. Let's see if we can find something else. ECYT is another one. Big move, heavy volume, 60 million shares. The stock's been trading sideways for a while. We took it here. Stock was up 5% immediately, sold off. We got stopped out. We're back involved at 494 when it went through this high. So this is exactly what we're looking for when we're looking for stocks that have fresh momentum. You're never going to get involved. You're never going to be involved in this first swing here. And the reason why, unless you know the story beforehand, you're going to miss that first move, which is pretty much irrelevant. What you want is you want the second and third moves off of this first initial move. This is fresh momentum. The stock was trading 177,000 shares here, 251,000 shares, and then the trade is 60 million shares, almost pretty much back to back. So this is, we're long the stock already, but this is a good example. ANAP is another good example, fresh momentum on some positive phase 2 trials. These yellow arrows is pretty much when we bought the stock here, and then finally here, an inside day here. No surprise, like I said, when you get this fresh momentum, it goes sideways for 10 to 15 days. If it's the first one like this one, a little bit longer, here it prints an inside day and then it takes off and it's up 20% in a matter of 4 to 5 days. And this is the reason why I'm not a big fan of chasing. Because if you chase here this move, stock goes from 74 down to 62. You might get stopped out, or you're going to get worn out. Just wait for it to consolidate again. Here's another example. Fresh momentum, up in some big news. The stock goes sideways for, call it, 23 days. And you see how the candles are getting tighter and tighter. We got involved at 10:03. We took some profits here, and we took some profits here. This was a big 30% move from 10.03 up to $13, and then they reported the numbers here. So here's exactly what we're looking for. And if you look at this pattern, it looks exactly like the ANAP that we just showed you a few minutes ago, and exactly like Overstock. Here's the ANAP, similar. Overstock, very similar. All right, so far we have one name on the list, which is CREG, the Chinese name. It falls in that, in line with that speculative stock that we're looking for the shortened holiday. Now I go through this list. This is my favorite list, by the way. I go through this every single day. Here's another one, ZGNX, just like ANAP, just like Overstock, just like Zine. Up on some phase 3 trials. It goes sideways. We got involved here, here, here. We took some off plus 7.5%, and we were hoping for more, holding for more as well, and we got stopped out. Now, I still like this stock going through $37 a share tomorrow, specifically for tomorrow. Here's another lesson. We got stopped out. You need to treat every single trade and every single stock independently. The fact that I got stopped out on, I don't know if it was Friday or Thursday, probably I sold some here, probably some here, it's irrelevant to me. I think the stock looks good going through $37 and buy stop 37.10, put a stop here at 35.45. And I like this trade for tomorrow. Now, you might ask yourself, if I like it, why am I holding on? Why didn't I just hold on to it? And the reason why, before you buy a stock, you should know your stop. Okay? And then if the stop gets hit, regardless of what you think, you got to get rid of it. And then if you need to get involved again, then you get involved again. So that's the reason why each trade should be looked at independently. All right, so we got two stocks. This looks okay. And sometimes they don't work out, like ZGNX, that went up 7.5%. And then it sold off. Here's another one that we got involved right over here going, we got involved here going through this side, 1486. We took some off up 10%, and then they just didn't follow through. And that could happen. That's the reason why I'm a big believer in selling a piece on the way up. For example, as far as my trading is concerned, my entries tend to be very strong. And if I want to take advantage of my strong point in trading, which is my entries, then what you can do, if you also have that same strong suit, you can size up on the entry side, okay? Go a little bit bigger than usual, and then take off that extra piece a little bit quicker than you normally would, okay? But that all depends on your trading, and you have to go back and see how your trading is, whether or not you have good entries or not. When I go back and I study my trades, my entries are pretty decent, to the point where I should always be taking advantage and doing some exercise on the entry side. Here's another trade, V-Ray. Trading sideways for a long time. We got involved here going through 691. The stock made a big 20% move, and then we're coming out with the numbers. And then that's once they're coming out with their numbers, it's a crapshoot. We have no idea what's going to happen. All right, so far we got two names. Here's another one, another good example. Here is JP. Stock was trading 46,000 shares. Big news comes out. Stock goes up big on very nice volume. It goes up, goes sideways. The first consolidation takes a little bit longer than usual. We got involved here. Look at these candles, by the way. Look at this. This is an inside day. This stock barely traded that day, 87,000 shares. That's exactly when you know when the move is almost over, when this consolidation is almost over. And what you want to do is you want to get involved in the first sign of expansion. So here we got involved right over here on 9/15, 11/18. It makes a very nice move to $15 a share. And then you'll start to notice that the second and third pullbacks are not. If the stock has very good momentum, they're not going to last that long. Here it lasted 3 days and boom, it was off again. And we got involved here again and on 9/28. And also, I just saw probably the first stock that you guys probably know, which is SQ. When you're going through the stocks with the highest momentum, these are not going to be your household names. They're just not. OLED. This is the second stock that might be known to most people out of 79. These are not going to be your household names. The stocks that perform best typically in the short term, 3 to 10 days, are not your Amazons, or not your Netflix. On a percentage basis, on the dollar basis, it might be that's a different story. But on a percentage basis, you're typically going to see stocks that trade under $20 a share and are not widely known. So these videos are for people who are swing trading and believe that stocks move in short-term momentum bursts. Here's another example. Grow. The stock was trading, 17,000 shares, 3,000 shares. Big news and some blockchain. Some blockchain news. They bought 17 million shares, or they have control of 17 million shares of a Canadian company that mines for blockchains. Either way, you missed this move. It's irrelevant. But look at the sideways action for roughly 20 to 25 days. We got involved right over here on 10/19, and the stock was off to the races. We missed 100% by 10 cents. Long at 223. But this is exactly what we're looking for. This is fresh momentum. ADMS, this is an interesting situation, but it's not ready for me yet. Juno, here's another name. These arrows here is when we got involved. Okay, so sideways for a long time, goes up for 3 to 4 days, down, goes up a little bit, and then it finally comes out with some big news. Here's the first, you see, for example, this big move here on huge volume. This first consolidation, it takes a while. I mean, this is, call it 41 days, 2 months. And then it goes up again, a big move. And notice how this pullback, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, is no longer as long as this one. So now you have people chasing who want to be involved. And if they want to be involved, they're not going to allow the pullback to last that long. They're going to get antsy and start getting involved a little bit quicker than before. Riot, this is a biotech. They got involved with some, they changed their name to blockchain. This is a stock that might do well this holiday week, but it's just not there. It just needs more sideways action for me. Again, you can rank the stocks based on, year-to-date performance or the performance of the last 3 months. Look at this, boom. This looks interesting to me, but 40,000 shares. It's just the volume is not good enough. But here you have a nice move, sideways action, print an inside day. So boom, going through $21.68. Going through $21.58. Buy stop at $21.68. Stop at $20.80. That looks okay to me, but the volume might be an issue. SSTI looks okay. EGAN, here's another one. This looks fine as well, but 80,000 shares. But here you see this stock barely trades. I forget what the news here, but what the news is here. It trades 2.2 million shares, which might not seem like a lot, but it's huge for a stock that was trading 12,000 shares. It goes up. Now it's been trading sideways. If you are an IBD follower, you might call this a high tide flag, a stock that goes up 80 to 100% within 80 to 100% within a few weeks, and then it goes sideways for 5 weeks. This looks okay. It's been on my list for a while, but it's got to get above this level, 345. So EGAN, buy stop 355, stop loss at 315. And like I said, these are pretty much look, this stock is up 120% this year. 135% this year. These stocks are not your typical household names. They're just not. So some people have an issue with that, where they want to get involved with something that has a story or something they can relate to. These are not it. Candy, it's an okay situation, We're involved with the stock at $8 a share. I bought it over here, a little bit extended. I bought it at 11.15, right over here, a little bit extended. I took some off, plus 5%. But this is, again, a stock that might do okay in this shortened holiday week. It's not ready yet if you wanted to rebuy it again, but just keep it on your list for this week. GBT, it's another biotech with some heavy call buying. The stock's been trading sideways for a while. We got involved right over here. Look how the stock's been trading sideways for a while, and then it starts to tighten up over here. Very small candle. We got involved here, sold it right over here. Now we're back involved again. And as you can see now, how this stock traded sideways for a long time. These pullbacks are no longer taking this long. They're getting short. That just tells you that people want to buy the stock and they're antsy. All right, so we got 4 names on the list. We're up to 150 names, 16 minutes in. Oh, look at this one. This is not bad. ALNY. Here's a similar situation from ANAP, Overstock, ZGNX, ZYME, where big news, big volume, sideways, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. We got involved right over here through this high plus 10 cents. So somewhere over here, they come out with news. Stock spikes up, sells off. Then they just recently did a secondary offering at $125 a share, but this stock looks good to me. Prints an inside day. So ALNY going through 128.59 with a stop loss right over here at 124.60. This looks okay to me. And if the stock goes through this high, right, then you can raise your stop if you want to play it tight to 125.57. And if it goes through this high also, you can start raising, trim and raise. And again, I'm a believer that stocks move in short-term momentum bursts. And what that means, very simply, they go up for 3 to 5 days, sideways, you have a debt period, and then they move or they don't move again. That's the reason I'm not a big fan of chasing something that goes up 3 to 4 or 5 days in a row, because the chances of you sitting through a consolidation are extremely high. This looks okay. This is on my list. I flagged this stock. Not ready there. It's not ready for me yet. But it looks okay. You got to keep that one on your list. All right, so we are 195 names in. We got 4 names on the list that look actionable to me for tomorrow, if and only if they can get through yesterday's, through Friday's high. If they don't, for me, I just don't buy them and I just keep them on the list to see to continue to set up. Here's another situation where in the short term, by the way, in the short term, what matters is momentum and mean reversion. And stocks move from 52-week highs, they move from 52-week lows, they'll move from the middle, they'll move from anywhere. And here's a stock that this is a stock that moves a lot. These yellow, we got involved all here in these yellow arrows. We sold here plus 20%, got involved here, sold here plus 15, 17.5%, plus 20%. So I'm not a big fan of just saying, hey, if the stock is trading near its low, I don't want to touch it. Markets sometimes favor stocks that are trading near 52-week highs. Sometimes these stocks that are trading near 52-week lows do well as well. HMNY is a perfect example. Here's another one. Okay, FMSA. Here's a stock trading down for months and months. Here, we got involved right over here as it broke the 10-20-day moving average at 272. Stock goes up 100% in a matter of a few weeks. So you need to be aware of what it is that really matters within your time frame. So I wouldn't just throw a blanket in stocks that are trading near 52-week lows, because some of these stocks that are trading near lows, their long-term momentum might not be that high, but their short-term momentum, like 3 months, might be really high. So you just can't just throw these stocks out. But either way, we're 20 minutes in. We got 3 names in the list. CREG going through 407. ZGNX going through $37. Boom going through $21.50. EGAN going through $3.45. And ALNY going through $128.59. So trade them well, be well, and have a great Thanksgiving.